You guys, I have fantastic news. We all love M3GAN. We all watched it and loved it. And usually when I say that, I'm joking. I'm serious. I really liked that movie. I thought that movie was really fun. I thought the horror worked and the comedy worked, and the mix was great. I'm super into whatever they do next with M3GAN 2.0, which obviously M4GAN, or M3G4N, which I saw someone suggest today, which is a very good idea. Those would be more fun titles, but maybe they're saving them for the actual fourth one. I don't know. I'm not in charge of the M3GAN, publicity. However, I do think that getting a sequel to M3GAN is interesting because, and we knew it was going to happen. The movie was very popular, very inexpensive, very reproducible, like all these other movies, like, Child's Play, the one it gets compared to a lot. It's really easy to make sequels, with just have, change who M3GAN is dealing with or whatever, put M3GAN in New York or in space or any other situation. But I was thinking about it. I don't have quite a pitch for M3GAN 2, and that's why I'm not making the pitch video. Like, this is not a full pitch movie. But I do think there is a problem with a M3GAN sequel that's going to be tricky. And the idea is, part of what M3GAN did so well was this this triangle of Katie, the little girl, Alice Williams, who I can't remember the name of her character. It was something, it's like Greta, Gertrude, Gina. All right, we're going to Google it. Real time, everybody. You guys all love behind the scenes stuff. Maybe I'll edit this. Who knows? M3GAN. Her name is Gemma. There we go. So the Katie, Gemma, M3GAN triangle is what's fun about this movie, in like the way that, kind of Katie is being pulled between the two of them, and M3GAN gets a little bit more extreme, and that forces Gemma to learn about being a parent, and so that she can save Katie. Perfect. Now, if we try to do M3GAN again, we have a problem, which is that M3GAN, and spoilers for M3GAN 1, M3GAN dies. It's just ripped apart, ripped in half, totally destroyed, a pen or something right into her little brain. But it's very easy to bring her back two ways, honestly. We could do it through the Alexa, which does seem to still have her brain in it, or that guy that stole the code, it can be found, and then that can be used to reproduce M3GAN. I imagine you would want the first one, the Alexa one, because that one has M3GAN's memory, so it knows what happened in the house. If you tried to clone like M3GAN from the stolen code, it wouldn't know all the story, so maybe that would be interesting. So the question is, okay, so what do they do with M3GAN? How do you recapture that magic? Because you have options. You could just have M3GAN go to a different group of kids or something. You could have M3GAN actually perfect the body and face so that it actually looks like a real person, and it becomes friends with Katie, and Katie's like, this kind of reminds me of M3GAN, but M3GAN's dead, and they have to save this kid from her classmate. Like, that could be fun. But for me, I want to throw this out there. Keely Cooper, who obviously did a fantastic job with this movie and Malignant, which I also love. I feel like the way to go, because like I said, you want to recapture that dynamic, but it can change, it can evolve, but you want a movie where M3GAN is part of the family again. I think, in my opinion, the only way to do this is Terminator 2, because it's great, and I think they set it up this way, and this is very smart. There are two versions of M3GAN out there. There is code that was stolen, and then there's the Alexa one that is in the home. I think we could see a version of this movie, M3GAN 2.0, where a M3GAN 2.0 is built, so like a, Russian knockoff M3GAN or something, and or maybe just any other company, but and they have an android, maybe it's even a boy, so it's very easy to differentiate them, and it gains consciousness, breaks out, kills everybody at its factory, whatever, and its goal is to kill Katie and Gemma, because they're the two people that know M3GAN stuff. It's definitely got to kill Gemma, because she invented M3GANs. So the movie is about this robot chasing them, and then you can have M3GAN be brought back to life by, getting through the Alexa into a manufacturing facility, secretly manufacturing herself, and then she comes back. And her job now is to protect M3GAN because she sees that, you know, she respects Gemma or something now because of the fight, and, you know, she wants to keep Katie safe. So M3GAN and Katie are on the same team again, and Gemma's like, I don't want to do this, but also I do need someone to protect me from this kid because no one else is doing it. That cop is too busy giggling and he can't get involved with all of this. So I think M3GAN 2.0 should be a Terminator 2 situation where M3GAN, Gemma, and Katie together are on the run, a very, you know, very tight kind of like, oh, I don't know, I don't trust M3GAN, but she seems to know what she's doing and she has a plan and she might betray us and whatever, from some sort of like other boy robot or another girl, doesn't matter. But I just say boy because it would be easy to separate them, tell them apart, you know, with different silhouettes, but you have other options for that. I think that is my ideal M3GAN sequel. I hope we get it. I'm sure, but like, listen, I just have to say this because I said it in the podcast, mostly nitpicking, which you should listen to if you watch these videos. And I trust Akilah Cooper. I'm sure the team is going to come up with something great because M3GAN was great, Malignant was great. Obviously, crossover would be very fun, although, as we talked about on the pod, it'd be pretty one-sided because the Malignant monster, Gabriel, can control electricity, which is what M3GAN is made out of. But even if you don't do that, I think some sort of team up is a good way to both like raise the stakes. You can add a new robot, but also we can bring M3GAN back and recapture that dynamic, but an evolved version of it. So yeah, I'm sure whatever they do will be fantastic, but that's my suggestion.